Hello, welcome back. A couple things I want to show you here at my house. First of all, notice the balloons and the old school Winnie the Pooh makeshift poster for my daughter's second birthday. We had a Winnie the Pooh party. She loves Winnie the Pooh. Calls it Boo Bear. Too cute. Uh, Also, drinking a glass of peach iced tea. Now, what made me want to make a video right now, and what's it got to do with houses? Well, if you ever have a glass of iced tea or anything cold, colder than the air around, you'll notice that it forms condensation on the outside of the glass. Of course. Well, why does that happen? It's because the fluid, or whatever you're drinking, inside this glass, mosquito, is colder than the surrounding air. Now, when you have those conditions, that warmer air tries to lose itself to the cold. There's actually no such thing as cold, there's only such thing as absence of heat. Kind of a side note there. But when it tries to lose itself to that cold fluid in this glass, it reaches the dew point and causes that condensation. Much like the grass in the early mornings with all the dew on the ground. So, what's that got to do with houses? Well, if you have a crawl space, you might notice, if you ever go down there, which few do, you have warm, humid conditions down there, usually in the summer. Well, kind of cool. It's usually cooler down there in the summer, but you still have humid conditions because you have humid air going through your vents. People say to keep your vents open to let that humid air out. But if you're letting air out, you're going to be letting air in as well at times. So that humid air is going into your crawl space, and you have supply ducts. Ducts spelled D-U-C-T-S, not like quack ducks. Those ducts carry the cold air from your AC into your house, so it feels good in your house. But then in your crawl space, you have the cold ductwork, much like this cold glass of iced tea, and the humid air losing itself to that cold duct, creating condensation. Now, you don't want to have that much moisture in your crawl space, so that is one thing that causes condensation. You can get supply ducts that are insulated, and that helps, but I've seen, if you see one of my videos, I've seen insulated supply ducts that are full of condensation because the metal register boot collected condensation and dripped down. So it's not foolproof there. Best thing you can do for your crawl space is put in a vapor barrier if you don't have one. A vapor barrier is made up of polyethylene, or people call it poly. 6 millimeters is what you're supposed to have. That's the thickness. You can get that at Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever. What that does is you lay it across the whole floor of your crawl space like a carpet. So all the humidity that's wicking up from the ground is not going to get on your framing or cause more condensation on your ductwork. And because the vents aren't the only way that you get humidity in your crawl space, the ground is a great source of humidity, probably the biggest actually. Now, why is it a problem to have humidity in your crawl space? Well, because if you've ever heard of mildew mold, humidity grows, or humidity forms that mildew mold on your wooden flooring, the decking, what else? The floor joists, rim joists, anything that can form mold. That's what humidity does in your crawl space. So you don't have a vapor barrier. Check, find out, get one put in. You can do it yourself. Super easy. YouTube it. Maybe I'll put a YouTube video of putting in a vapor barrier. That's one of the best things you can do. As a home inspector, when I crawl into a crawl space that doesn't have a vapor barrier, I'm calling it out, even if I don't see mold, because it's gonna, or you just don't need that humidity in your crawl space. Some say it affects your efficiency too. I'm not sure how, but check it out. You don't want condensation in your crawl space. like this glass of iced tea.